On Minecraft's most dangerous true hardcore server, death is permanent. Most players who join are quickly killed by mobs, fall damage, lava, or other players, amounting to about 60% of people dying within their first hour. And in this video, we'll be discussing the true identity of prolific player killer DrZirko, who murdered 81 new players over the course of their time on Legendary Hardcore. DrZirko would first join Legendary Hardcore on December 31st of 2025, and would stay relatively silent throughout the chat logs. Eventually though, this would change. On January 9th, DrZirko would post his first 3 kills in the Discord server, stating, 3 kills, 3 player heads, the head collection begins. Unfortunately, DrZirko's Discord name at the time was simply Tim. Hence, nobody knew who was the culprit of these killings. 2 days later, he would post images of his victims dying in lava, and add another 2 heads to his head wall, which explains how his name never showed up when a player died to his hand. Regardless of his attempts at secrecy, a new player would finally clip himself getting murdered by DrZirko, unveiling the mystery identity of Tim. Unfortunately, this wouldn't do much to stop him, as the next day he'd post a new picture with 6 heads on his wall. Despite this, to kill new players so frequently, you have to be active in the spawn radius of the server, which makes your location extremely predictable. And so DrZirko was soon confronted shortly after the posting of his crimes. Despite his murders though, his assailants disagreed as to his fate. While Alu and Derusion agreed it would be best to kill him, Bloody Orphan and Galaxy Cat would plead for his life to be spared, and in exchange he would wear a Curse of Binding Wither Skeleton's skull. After narrowly avoiding death, DrZirko would post yet another picture with 10 heads on his wall. Then, 25. Soon after, he changed tactics and began using an axe entitled Natural Selection, named after a chat comment from Bloody Orphan. A new picture with 50 heads would then be posted a few weeks later, and by now a divide had formed in the server as to the opinions of DrZirko. Some believe DrZirko was simply rooting out the weak, as per his axe. But others like 159 and the Cosmical King actively hunted him whenever possible. DrZirko would go on to kill an estimated 30 more players, until on March 20th when he would leave the game for the final time. Caught in a trap made by 159 and assisted by Thoru, DrZirko was left grasping for straws. Since Thoru would be banned for ESP and ulting shortly after the construction of the trap, DrZirko submitted a ticket to the admins claiming that since his trap was assisted by a cheater, he should be freed from it. To prove this statement, the admin handling the case, FitMC, would request Zirko's latest Minecraft logs, to which he would discover an illegal resource pack. X-ray alone isn't bannable unless it's used on the server, and since FitMC had no proof of this cheat being used, he requested further logs from when Zirko first joined. Through these new logs, it was discovered that DrZirko actually hadn't used X-ray, but rather he was guilty of a different crime. On May 21st of 2025, a player by the name of the New Tim would join the server with a very negative reputation. They would immediately threaten the lives of every player without reason and subsequently beg for gear. Thus, they would be murdered by Xanther76. In the coming month, the New Tim would mature a surprising amount and come to realize the error in his ways, though not how one would expect. Tim would attempt to join the server on two alts from here. One would be banned while the other would be burnt to death seemingly at the hands of another player, Super David. Finally, on December 31st of 2025, Tim's third alt would join the server, DrZirko. Overall, DrZirko would take the lives of 81 players, 29 with his lava bucket and about 52 with his axe, 2 of which were sacrifices to the admin Witness Me. Excluding these 2 cheaters, all of DrZirko's victims have been revived, and Zirko himself is permanently banned from the server. In his own words, DrZirko had come to hate his former self, the New Tim, and decided to kill new players and beggars who reflected his past. A list of his victims is available in the description of this video. Thanks to Foot1221 for compiling this list and issuing the revives, and thank you to Witness Me for providing all the information used to create this video.